I'm Teacher Prix, and I want to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Here we are again, another live video. Thank you so much for joining. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed these tips and I hope you can improve your English. And if you're new around here, new in my channel, thanks for giving me a chance to help you learn English. And please consider subscribing. Every week I post different kinds of videos to help you improve your English. So it's a live video. I always like to say hi to everybody who's joining. And let me just get here in the chat so that I can say hi to people, see who is joining. I always like to greet everyone. So let's see. And if you have questions, and I always ask you guys to participate in the chat. It's always really cool when I get to read your comments, your suggestions. English student, hey, Romildo, hello. Claudio, how are you? Uyghur, it's midnight in Turkey. Yeah, it's the time zone is different, right? So I am in Brazil right now. It's 8 p.m. I sometimes try to do it a little earlier, but it's really difficult to get everybody's time zone. But thanks for saying hi. That's nice of you. Hi, Rafael. How are you? Zuhair. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hi. I hope you guys had an amazing week. And as usual, as I said in the last live video, I'll be making live videos twice a month on the first Friday and on the third Friday, always at this time, okay? So if you missed last live video today, you can watch me. Hi, Nilson. How are you? Adriano, I'm doing awesome. I'm great. Okay. Patricia, oh, salut. Hello from France. Simu, oh, thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't post a video last week. It's been a bit hard. This month I've been having some problems, but everything should get back to normal next week. Frank from Indonesia, how are you? Thanks for joining. That's nice. And I am pretty sure that for many of you, it's pretty late at night. So I really appreciate you being here. Okay, so thank you so much for being part of this huge community. 19,000. This is so awesome. So soon we'll be 20,000 and soon many more thousands, and I hope you are part of this, and I'm happy that you're part of this, okay? So today, I want to be talking to you about 3 common mistakes that most English speakers make in spoken English, and some ideas of how to fix these mistakes, you know? And the first thing that I like to say about mistakes is that making mistakes is part of the game. Okay, I like to make these videos to give you ideas of things that you need to improve, mistakes you're making, and some suggestions of how to improve. But that doesn't mean you will stop making these mistakes, okay? But what I like to emphasize is it's important to recognize the mistakes, but it's also important not to go crazy about it, you know, to get too upset or frustrated, because the truth is you will keep making these mistakes. I sometimes make mistakes, so we're all on the same boat here, okay? And another thing I like to tell my students is many times we are very worried about correcting our speaking mistakes, only speaking. Okay, and while I really believe that speaking English, talking to people, practicing speaking is really relevant and will definitely help you become a more confident speaker, there are other exercises, there are other techniques that you can develop that will help you improve your speaking as well. And that's going to be my main focus tonight, okay? To give you ideas of exercises that you can do that are not necessarily speaking exercises, but will consequently help you improve your speaking skills, okay? So Maria Clara, thanks for joining. Edilson, thank you so much. Oh, someone, I don't know how to read your name. It's in a, I can't read your name, but you said you won't sleep so that you can watch the video. This is awesome. I'm happy to know that. Actor from Italy. That's wonderful. Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. So here we go. The first mistake I love talking to my students about is verb to be. Oh my goodness. Verb to be. I am. You are. He is. She is. It is. We are. You are. And they are. Oh my God. I believe this is the most basic lesson students learn. And most students hate learning about this verb. At least here in Brazil, many English students get traumatized because that's the first thing they learn in school. And many times they learn this very often. And consequently, they don't like that very much. Now, what I like to say to my students about verb to be is just a verb. Okay, let's forget that, oh my God, it's terrible, it's difficult. No, it's just a verb. It's just a verb like sleep, like go, need, watch, dress. So, and why do I like to say that it's just just a simple verb? Because when you understand that it's just one verb, it's easy for you to think about situations when you use this verb. So when I talk to my students about verb to be, I like to show them situations. Here on my channel, if you watch my beginner's guide, I showed you verb to be with the specific situations, talking about feelings, talking about occupations, talking about nationalities, because just like you're going to use the verb work in a specific situations, for specific conversations, the same thing happens with verb to be. Okay. Now, what is a little bit different is that, for example, in the simple present, there are 3 conjugations. I am, you are, he is. Now, if you think about it, you just need to study a little bit if you're still confused with the conjugations, but this is about practice. All right. But what is the mistake that most students make when it comes to verb to be? I'm going to type here in the live chat. So if you can't see the live chat because you're watching the replay, I'm going to say it as well. Don't worry. So I hear a lot of students say this to me: teacher, I'm watch TV every day. So I'm watch TV every day. So here we have a problem because you have 2 verbs together, and that doesn't work. And this is a very, very common mistake students make in spoken English. Okay, they just say I'm to everything. You say I'm everywhere all the time. Okay, so here, if you think about it, what is the verb you really need? Watch. Watch TV. So I watch TV every day. All right. So this is the most common problem. And this is it's not only with I am, it's with all the pronouns. She's like to study. That's wrong. So again, we have the use of verb to be. She is like to study. No, we have to say she likes to study. But this is a very basic mistake. This video is not for basic students. This video is for people who are pre-intermediate speakers or even false beginners. They're not really beginners, but they're not really pre-intermediate speakers. But this is a mistake that many students that come from basic levels start making when they are intermediate speakers. They are learning more vocabulary. They are developing their speaking skills. They are communicating more. However, they still make these basic mistakes. As someone made a comment, I study English every day. That's great, Ano. That's nice. That's a very good example. No verb to be. I study, because the verb you need is study. Therefore, you need to use I study. That's wonderful. I'm an English student. I watch your live videos. That would be better, okay? If you want to say I watching, you should say I am watching right now, okay? You're watching my video right now, but this is a different conjugation, okay? I'm watching, Teacher Prix, I'm watching your live video now. I will talk more about this in the future, but if you want to learn about this, in my beginner's guide, I talk about present continuous, which is a different conjugation. Okay. Hi from Iraq, Karine. Thanks for joining. Hi from Brazil, actually. I was just reading your message. So, and okay, you know that this is a mistake. Sometimes you already know that, all right? You know that it's not cool to make this mistake. And what I like to say to my students who ask me this, Priscilla, is this a big problem? Will people have trouble to understand me? The first thing I like to say to them is relax. You know, the truth is people will understand you just fine. Okay. It's just wrong. Now, I believe in the power of communication. And to communicate, you don't need to be correct all the time. You need to send your message, to speak from your heart. And sometimes mistakes happen. So what I like to tell my students is you need to do exercises to help you stop making these mistakes. And these exercises are not always speaking exercises. Okay. So usually the suggestion I like to give to my students is you need to think of situations that will help you use these verbs. Okay, so for example, think about subjects. I love talking about specific subjects. So if you want to talk about daily routine, if you want to talk about, let's see, your work, the things you do at work. If you want to talk about things you like, you know, these are all subjects that will require verbs, that will require phrases. And this is a wonderful opportunity for you to write sentences with the verbs that you want, that you need, and then pay attention. Do I need verb to be here? Do I need to say I am, or can I say only I work? Do I need to say I go, or do I need to say I am? That's when you can, I'm writing here something in the chat. These are some subject ideas. So these are some subject ideas that can help you that can help you stop making these mistakes. Okay. And as I said, you don't need to speak about the subjects. You can write about the subjects. I love writing because writing gives me an opportunity to check my vocabulary, to check where I am making mistakes. And I know as a student, it's difficult for you to see all the mistakes you make. And that's not my intention. Here we are talking about a really specific kind of mistake, verb to be. So focus on this. So let's say today you want to practice this and you grabbed a piece of paper, a pencil, and you started writing about your routine. After you finish writing about your routine, go back to your essay and see, am I using verb to be correctly? Am I using verb to be with another verb? So that's how you can start correcting persistent mistakes. That's what I like to call persistent mistakes. I'm making a video about this to post here on the channel. Stay tuned about how to fix persistent mistakes. But basically, in a nutshell, if you want to correct a persistent mistake, you have to be persistent, more persistent than your mistake. That is to say, you need to find different ways to practice exercises and ideas that will help you reveal and remember if you're using verb to be or if you should not use verb to be at that moment. Okay? If you want to give me some examples of phrases in the simple present, I go to school every day, or I listen to music on weekends, write some examples to me so that I can see, so that you can practice here in the live chat. And if you're watching the replay, you can write some examples in the comments, okay? Because I'll take a look and then I'll tell you, hey, no verb to be here, or congratulations, you did a wonderful job. So let me know your examples, okay? Very well. And if you are watching this for the first time, thank you so much. I hope you subscribe. Every week I try to post different things. I also have my social media, Instagram, Facebook. I'll leave all the links in the descriptions. Very nice, guys. So do you make this mistake? Is it a mistake that you make very often? Is it something that happens to you? Do you like the suggestion? Do you feel like this is something that can help you? Because sometimes we don't have opportunities to talk to people. But if you write about it, that's a good way to start. All right? Moving on. The second mistake, let me check my comments here. Oh, yeah. The second mistake is very important, is the confusion that we make between present and past. Patricia says, I learn English every day on the internet. That's awesome. Lucas says he reads the Bible every afternoon. That's awesome. Good job. Good job, guys. Give me more examples. I will read them during the live video. So the second mistake that students make a lot is to confuse present and past. You know, so what happens? Most students learn the words yesterday, uh, last week, last year, last month, and while these words represent simple past, there is a little problem there, because if you only use these words, it'll be confusing for me to understand. Just having a quick review about simple past, about the conjugation in the past. What is the past? You're talking about things that happened to you. Not now, not in the present, but in the past. Okay? Hi, Addie. Thanks for joining. So, and usually when we are talking about the past, the verb, the action, okay, changes. We need to change the action so that people can understand that it's a situation in the past. Okay, so what happens? For example, let's see the verb go. To go in the past means you write and you speak went. Many times students forget that they need to say went in a past sentence, and they say I go. So for example, I go to the movies yesterday. And then they think, oh, but I said yesterday, I go to the movies yesterday. No, you have to change the action. Go needs to change. And every verb in English has a different conjugation. Many languages around the world, such as Spanish, Italian, French, not all the words, but some words, not all languages, but many languages change too. Okay. You went to your friend's house, Asa. Maybe if you complete to the sentence would be great, but you changed. That's awesome. Good job. Okay. So this is a big mistake students make. Now, again, a question that my students ask me, teacher, if I don't speak the verb in the conjugation, in the correct conjugation in the past, and if I just say yesterday or last week, will people understand? Yes, but they will be a little confused. Okay, so it's a good idea to practice the conjugations. All right, so this is a very common problem, and the main reason why students have this problem is because they didn't study the verbs. Okay, so here it's a question of vocabulary. It's a vocabulary problem. When I start teaching simple past to my students, I like to make a short list. First, I tell them, okay, next class, we are going to study simple past. So I have a homework for you. And then they say, what is the homework, teacher? And then I tell them, I want you to make a list of 10 verbs that are important for you. Okay, that's usually the homework that I give my students. Okay, 10 verbs that are important for you. And Priscilla, what do you mean important? Okay, what's this important? All verbs are important. Well, not necessarily. When I say important, I mean verbs that you use in your routine, things you do every day, actions you do every day. Get up, wake up, take a shower, go to work, visit friends, listen to music, watch the news, go to the supermarket, buy things online. So actions of things that you do on a regular basis. This is the best way to start your list of vocabulary, your list of verbs. And that's what I tell my students when I start teaching them simple past. Because you need to have a list to help you start. And most of the times when you go online and you search, list of verbs in the simple past, they give you a list with 100 verbs in the simple past, the most important verbs of all times. And that doesn't necessarily help you. You should create your list. You should sit down and think about what are the verbs that you use. Think about what you see. See yourself doing the activities. What do you see yourself doing? Talk to yourself and imagine, what do I do every day? Question yourself, things that you really do. This is a good way to start making your list of verbs. okay? Because that way, it'll be easier for you to remember these verbs. If the verbs are not important for you, you will forget. Even if I tell you, oh, this verb is so important, if it's not important to you, you will forget, you will not remember these verbs. So that's why, that's what I recommend. So in this second mistake, most of the times, it's because of vocabulary, okay? So here we have two challenges. You have to study the verbs you need, the actions you need. And then the second thing you need to do is to practice, okay? Now, here we go to a second challenge that if you study alone, you will always have. If you don't have people to talk to you, it's a little bit difficult to practice your speaking. Now, that's why I always emphasize the power of writing. What kind of things can you talk about in the past? Tell me here in the comments. What situations, what subjects can you imagine that are good to talk about in the past? For example, last weekend, every class that I have with my clients, I make them talk about their last weekend. Every class, the beginning of the class, I start and I say, how was your last weekend? Anytime they say, oh, good, teacher. Okay, teacher. It was past. It was good, teacher. It was great, teacher. And then after that, I'm curious. I'm a curious teacher. So I start asking questions. Okay, tell me, what did you do? All right, what did you do? Where did you go? And if they say, I stayed home, that's usually an answer students like to give. I stayed home, teacher. Then I ask for more details. Okay, what did you do at home? Did you make lunch? Did you study English? Did you, because it's a preposition, Moran. If it's a for, watching, for, doing, preposition, you have to use ing. Okay? So basically, that's what I do. I make my students describe all their weekend activities. And in this case, I am with them, I am talking to them. But at home, you can do that alone. You can sit down and you can write. Or even if you don't want to write, you can think. This is a good exercise, how to think in English, thinking about your weekend. So, okay, what did I do? On Saturday, I woke up at 7, at 9 in the morning. After that, I had breakfast, okay? And this is the moment when you will see if you remember the verb in the past and if you don't. And it's okay if you don't remember because this is practice, okay? Akros is saying, last night I ate pizza. It was delicious. Awesome. I love pizza. I'm jealous now. I want pizza. Can I have pizza? All right. Anyways, back to the game. So this is an opportunity for you to know if you can remember the verbs in the past or not. And if you don't, it's okay. It's practice time. So usually when my students don't remember, I help them. Okay, go, went, cook, cooked. Okay, watch, watched. So I help them do this. But if you don't have me or if you don't have a teacher, you can do this by yourself. You just need to focus on the subject. Okay, I'm talking about my last weekend. Think about the activities. Okay, and after you thought about the activities, focus on the conjugations. Do you know these verbs in the past? If you don't know, before you start doing the exercise, go online. Find the verbs in the simple past. Okay? Patricia is saying, last weekend, I watched TV and saw my friends. Awesome. Marcelo, thanks for joining. I hope you can understand this video. This video is basically for pre-intermediate speakers and false beginners. After the video is over, there will probably be automatic subtitles. I don't usually edit the subtitles, so there will be mistakes because it's a machine, doing the subtitle thing. But it'll be helpful, all right? Good. So this is the second most popular mistake. Anos, you cooked pizza. You can say cook, but I would say I made pizza. yesterday, it's better. It sounds better. Okay. People will understand you if you say, I cooked pizza, but it would be better to say, I made. Anything you prepare, it would be better to say, make. I made delicious cookies last night. No, I'm lying. I didn't make anything. Nice. That's nice, Husman. I'm trying to speak more slowly to help more people get the idea of this video. But hey, if you can speed up the audio, that's wonderful. Good for you. You bought a piano last weekend. That's awesome, English student. That's great. Very good. Now, another mistake related to simple past, I'm still in mistake number 2, which is really, really super common, is the negative form, okay? So usually the simple past, the conjugation is only different in affirmative sentences, okay? I went to school, I made pizza, I visited my friend, I saw a movie, I listened to music in the affirmative sentences. In the past, in negative sentences, the verb is normal, back to normal. But what happens? Let me give you an example of a negative sentence, okay? I didn't go to the movies last night. Okay, so this is a correct sentence in English. I didn't go to the movies last night. Awesome. Here we have one common mistake. Students usually say, I don't go. Let me write this here. I don't go to the movies last night, teacher. Sorry. This is a little problem. Can I understand? Yes, I can understand you. You can communicate. I understand because of last night. So I can know that it's a sentence in the past, but it's strange. Don't is only in the present. I don't study English. I don't work on Saturdays. But in the past, if I want to say this, I didn't work yesterday. That's the one you have to use. You didn't visit your family, Asa. You didn't go out with your family. Only go. I don't understand very well. So is a go with the idea of visit? Because if it's so, then I didn't visit my family yesterday. I didn't go. If you want to say go, I didn't go to my family's house yesterday. Okay, so these are some possibilities. Okay, but go here is a little incomplete. All right, but good job. Didn't go. Awesome. Okay, you didn't eat last night, Leonardo. I'm sorry to hear that. Patricia didn't go home last night. Where did you go, girl? Okay, good example. You didn't do anything. Okay, about that. Good example. So that's the idea, guys. See, you're practicing here with me. And if you're watching the replay, you can practice with me too. First, by watching the live videos. And second, by writing in the comments, okay? I love reading the comments. Sometimes I don't reply all of them. But if I see that it's a specific question or something, I always try to at least to take a look and get inspired to make videos for you guys. So you can practice here, even if it's the replay. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe for good vibes and make this family, this community of English students even bigger, okay? Nice. English student is making a phrase that is very common. Many students make this mistake. I didn't go to the play soccer last night. So play soccer is an action, okay? Play soccer, play basketball, play volleyball. So what you're trying to say to me, English students, is that's his profile nickname. I didn't play soccer yesterday or last night, as you said. I didn't play soccer last night. You don't need to say, man, this is a mistake that I see many English students from Brazil make. I didn't go to play soccer. I didn't play soccer. All right. So many sentences that we complicate in our native language, we can make it much simpler and shorter in English. All right. So this is a very common mistake which students make. Okay, Sandy saying that she taught her baby daughter some Spanish words. That's awesome. That's good. So keep teaching that to her. She will learn. And learning language when you are a baby is much easier. I was just talking to a student about that. All right. Another very common mistake in number two has many possible mistakes you can make, is verb to be again. Oh my goodness, guys. I think you love verb to be, And the most common, I know I didn't do it. Am I right? Yes, you are right. Good job. So another mistake students make with I am and verb in the past is I am go to the movies yesterday. They just basically say I am go. I am do. Students really like to use I am. Sometimes I feel that when you learn verb to be, you learn the pronoun and verb to be as one thing. And it's not. They are separate things. Remember, it's just a verb. Like go, study, eat, drink, play. It's just a verb. You don't need to worry about it. You just need to think about the situations when you have to use it. All right. So a common mistake is to use either verb to be I am or she is go. I'm saying I am because it's the most common one, but you can say she is go, she is do. That these are the mistakes that people usually make. You can't really say that, but that's usually what happens. And then the verb that you need for your phrase, the action. Okay. So she is go to school yesterday. That's not cool. So another thing that you shouldn't say, she is went to the movies last night. Will, thanks for joining from Peru. Thank you so much. She is went to the movies last night. So this is also a very common mistake students make. Okay. Leonardo, he doesn't speak English, but I like your suggestion. He should speak English, right? Only in English. I agree with you. So that's why I didn't reply to him. Ha ha ha. I mean, anyways, so this is something that students also do, to use verb to be with the verb that they don't need. She is needed to study. So no, think about what is the verb you need. Okay. And for all these mistakes that I mentioned about verb to be, how can you do it? Writing. If you don't have people to talk to you, for example, with my clients in my classes, what do I have them do? If I feel they are making the mistake, I give more situations for them to talk about. Okay, so for example, if my student is having problems with simple past, I make them talk about the past. And we talk about weekend, we talk about people, we talk about a childhood, we talk about experiences, and we keep doing it until the student gets better. And I start correcting these mistakes slowly. If you're alone and you don't have someone to talk to, writing can be your best friend. Okay, it can be the best strategy along with other exercises to help you improve this. Okay. Rebecca, you want to learn English? You are Will's sister. Hey, come on, subscribe to my channel every week. Different lessons to help you. Anyways, so as I was saying, if you are alone and you don't have someone to talk to, the thing you can do here is to practice in writing. Believe me, writing is powerful. And here again, you are not a teacher. You can't correct mistakes, all the mistakes by yourself. I know it's hard, but now that you're having these instructions from me, you can grab a piece of paper and write about things in the past. And after you finish writing, go back to the actions, to the verbs, actions, and think about them. Okay. You need to see, okay, is this in the past? All right. Is this in the correct conjugation? Do I know how to write this verb in the past? Okay. Did I use verb to be accidentally? Okay. These are the things that you can try to identify by yourself. Okay. And believe me, if you sit down with this purpose in mind, you will be able to do it. Okay. Jose Ramon from Venezuela. Wow. Thank you so much for joining. I'm happy you're here. Thank you so much. Okay, so Husman is asking me about how often or how long should you practice listening so that you can get in awesome listening comprehension. What I like to say is the more the merrier. I have been practicing my listening for more than 10 years, and every day I find different ways to practice my listening. I listen to English all day. every day. Okay, all day non-stop. No, teacher, no, come on. Okay, I have breaks. But I try to use English in my day as a part of my life. So I watch the news, I listen to music, I watch TV series, and all of these things help me practice my English. Okay, so that's the spirit. Very good. Last mistake of the night, number 3. And this is a persistent one. Okay. Give me more examples of phrases in the past if you're watching with me, if you're live here. And did you click like already? Oh, okay. If you're enjoying this video and if you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button. Okay. And share it with your friends. I know I always ask you guys that. But when you do that, you help other people find this video, find this information. And it also helps the channel. Okay. It helps the channel grow. Finally, mistake number 3, very persistent mistake, which is the possessive adjectives. More specifically, his and her. These guys, okay, let me tell you something. Usually students don't like to use his and her. When you were a beginner, when you were a basic student, you probably learned the word your. What's your name? What's your last name? What's your favorite movie? And you probably learned it very well. Okay, Udita, hello from Indonesia. Thank you for joining. Okay, however, after some lessons, you will start learning about other people. Okay, for example, if I want to talk about my father, he. Okay, so everything I say about him, about my father, I cannot say you or him. I cannot say you or your. I have to say he or his. Okay, it's the possessive that is connected to the person. And this is a very common mistake. How does the mistake happen? Oh, my sister is very nice. Your phone. Your name. Okay, my sister is nice. Your name is Pachi. My sister's name. This is the mistake students usually make. I'm talking about my sister and I want to say her name and then I say your name is Patricia. But that's not how we do it. In this case, her name is Patricia. Okay? But now you may be thinking, okay, Priscilla, I get it. I said this all the time. I know the rules. I know the explanations. And I believe you. You probably know the explanations, but you haven't practiced enough. Okay? And remember, this is not a competition. It's not like a race. Okay? Some people need to practice some exercises more than others. It happens, okay? With everything in life, sometimes you need to dedicate more time doing something than other people. It's natural, okay? So maybe what's happening is you know the explanation. You know that if you're talking about another person, you have to use a his if it's a boy, a man, and her if it's a girl, if it's a woman. But in this case, you need to focus on specific subjects. And that's what I think I've been talking about this since the beginning of the video. Subjects, okay? You need to focus on subjects that will help you. Usually when my students are having problems with his, her, which is really common. Hey, classmates, thanks for joining. You need to find situations when you're going to need. So, for example, when I have very basic students, I like to make them talk about their family members individually, okay? All right, so first talk to me about your father. All right, now talk to me about your mother. All right, now talk to me about your sister, if you have sisters. Now talk to me about your cousin. Okay, now talk to me about your best friend. So that's how you're going to practice his and her, because you will need to start thinking about all those people, singular, only one at a time, okay? And that's how you're going to see your mistakes. And if you are alone, if you're not practicing speaking, that's why writing, again, will be your best friend, okay? If you're alone and you don't have someone to practice with, it's a good idea to do this in written. writing. Okay, I'm just gonna have some water because I'm really thirsty. Um, I see some people use it, some examples. I'm see here in the chat. Yada said her father doesn't speak English at all. Awesome, Yada. So speak, okay? Doesn't speak. I love your example. It is true. He does not speak English at all. Maybe sometimes he says bye. I love hearing him say names of TV series in English. It's very funny. Okay, it's mean, but it's funny. Anyways, back to the explanation. So here, I'm not trying to say that you only have to write. Please don't get me wrong. Okay. Here, I'm trying to help you. Sometimes you don't have people to talk to you. It's part of life. Sometimes you cannot pay for English classes. It's part of life. So if you can't practice speaking right now, how can you practice and improve these mistakes? Writing. There are other exercises you can do, such as listening and watching specific lessons. This is just one practical exercise that I wanted to focus on tonight. Okay, but there are more things you can do. I will talk more about this in future videos. Okay, so what you can do now after this video, after this class, and you want to practice this and you want to improve his and her, okay, again, grab a piece of paper. You're going to write about, I don't know, your best friend. Okay, do you have a best friend? Let me know here in the chat. Do you have a best friend? Okay, if you have a best friend, what's his or her name? Let's practice now. What is your best friend's name? Let me know here in the chat right now. So what is her name? Okay, now that you thought about your best friend, let's think about things your best friend likes. Okay. Let me give you an example. My best friend is a boy. His name is Thiago. He is I don't know how old he is. He's 25. Okay. His favorite movie, his favorite kind of movie is let's see, I don't know. Man, I don't know anything about my friend. Okay, his favorite kind of movie is, I don't know, action movies. His favorite kind of food is Japanese food. Try to think about your best friend. And someone says, I don't have a best friend. Oh no. Well, think of a friend. It doesn't have to be the best friend, but think of someone you like. Okay, you can even talk about me. Hey, talk about me. Teacher Prix, she's my favorite teacher. Her name is Prix. She has a channel. Her channel is about English. Her favorite food is chocolate. Her blah, blah. So create, okay? Alan is saying his best friend, his or her, I'm not sure, is Sam. Okay, I have a best friend. Patricia is saying his name is Mark. That's awesome. See, everybody's using his and her correctly. Good job. Okay, her name, as I say, her name is Abir. How do you do if your best friend is yourself? You can have, okay, Anna is asking Classius, invent someone, okay? If you don't have a best friend, think of another option of a friend. Doesn't have to be the best, okay? Tetsuo is saying his name is Katsura. Okay, his, okay? I think it was just a typing mistake. So his name is Katsura. Very nice. My best friend is a man. His name is David, and he likes to dance. Omar, okay. He likes to dance. That's wonderful. Dancing is art. It's beautiful. Everybody should dance a little, but I can't dance. Okay, so that's how you start to practice. Look here, this chat, the live chat, is a wonderful opportunity for you to send me your examples. And in the comments as well, you can also send me your comments. Now, here are some ideas. You can also talk about other people, like your favorite politician. Here in Brazil, it would be difficult to answer that question, but your favorite singer. Okay, my favorite singer is a woman. Her name is Shakira. She's 30 years old. Her kind of music is blah, blah, and so on. Okay, my best friend is Larry, and in this case, he's 26. No, okay, he is 26. Yeah, because he is not possessive. His and her, guys, are possessive adjectives. What is that? It means you need to have a possession. His name, her car, my phone, possession. Number, age is not a possession. It's a state. You are 26 or you are 20, age. Okay. Patricia, I have an uncle. His car is broken. Oh no. Too bad, but nice example. Okay. Dara says, I don't want to talk about politics because I'll be nervous. You're going to be nervous. I'm going to be nervous. I totally get you. When I start talking about politics in my country, I also feel very sad and angry. Guys, this is the lesson of tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. If possible, try to share this video with your friends on Facebook, Google Plus, and other social media, because that way you help the channel grow. You help other people learn about this video and learn cool lessons and join this beautiful community. Every week I see you guys here participating, so that's great. Okay, very well. So I hope you have a good weekend. Other than that, I will see you next time. Okay, the next live video will be on the first Friday of March. All right, so first Friday of March, I'll be here. I forgot to send a message on Facebook. Sorry about that. But for the next video, I will try to let you guys know in advance. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.